Hello, this is the last video in my cut a potato in half experiment. This potato was put in this pot 17 weeks ago. The potato is home guard. At the same time I put in the home guard potato in a pot, I cut a home guard potato in half, removed all the chits except one, and with one viable chit I planted those half potatoes, one in each pot. I think you can probably see that there is only one top growth in each pot. That's the result of removing chits. Okay, now I'd actually seen other people's videos where they said that you could cut potatoes in half, you could cut them in quarters, as long as they had a chit on, they would produce a plant, they would produce potatoes. But what I'd never seen was any end results. So I thought, well, let's run a small scale experiment. You don't get much smaller than this. Let's do it ourselves and let's produce a result. Let's see our own results. So that's what I've done. And I do believe I promised a 3-pot shootout. So that's what we're going to have now. We'll have a 3-pot shootout. We'll empty all 3 pots. We'll empty the pot that has the 1 potato growing in it, and these 2 pots with half potatoes growing in them, and we'll weigh them and we'll see if we can come to any sort of conclusion. One thing to bear in mind when you're looking at this and when you're drawing conclusions is that 1 potato in 1 pot takes up that amount of space and that amount of compost. When you cut it in half, you have 2 pots that take up twice the amount of space and need twice the amount of compost. So that's something that should be taken into consideration when you do your deliberations. I'll let you draw your own conclusions on this one. Okay, so I'm just going to turn the camera around and empty these guys out into a barrow. Okay, so you've missed the first reveal. Batteries let me down, but got some new batteries in now, so you'll see the next couple of reveals. That's what we got. And that's the pot that came out of. Okay, and that's from half a potato. Let's do the second half a potato. There's the half a potato. Okay, so we'll put these together. And that's what we got. 2 10-inch pots, half a potato in each, just 1 chit on each. And that's what we've got. We're going to weigh those in shortly, but let's do a reveal on the single potato in the pot. Okay, so this is a whole potato home guard 17 weeks versus 2 half potatoes home guard 17 weeks. 3 pot shootout. What do you reckon? Wanna place your bets? Will it be this or will it be this? What do you think? Looks a good all that to me, to be honest. I'll be surprised if this pot beats it. Right. Now these potatoes will pop into here, I think, and try and keep them separate. Yeah, I think there may be a few more in this pot, but I don't think it'll beat the 2 pots. And they're a smaller potato, but they are an early potato. They're supposed to be small, not supposed to be big. Oh, those 2 might tip the balance. A minute, need to have a good ratch now. That's it, we're not going to get any more. I'll just level this off. I'll just pop these potatoes out for you, let you get a look at them. Okay. This is what we got off 1 potato in a pot. That's what we got off 2 potatoes in a pot. These are much bigger and I have a feeling they're going to be heavier. But anyway, I'll go indoors, bring the scales out and we'll do a weigh-in like we promised. Oh, before we go, we best cover these up. While Molly's out there, she likes the potatoes. Right, excuse me. Right then, I've been indoors and I've washed these guys. These are the potatoes from the 2 half potatoes. So I'm going to weigh these first. So it took 2 pots of compost to produce these. That took up 2 spaces on the patio, but it only took 1 seed potato cut in half. So put that into your final analysis, please. Let's have a look at that. I need to come round your side. Just over £2. Yep, just over £2. So we'll call that £1 a pot, shall we? Sounds about right. £1 a pot. Okay, I'll take those off the scales. I'm going to take the others indoors and wash those now and bring those out. So this is it, the moment of truth. These are the potatoes that were grown from 1 whole potato in 1 pot, 1 10-inch pot. What have we got? I can't see. I need to come around your side again. Well, that looks like £1.5 to me. So from 1 whole potato we got 1.5 pounds of potatoes returned. From 2 half potatoes we got £1 each returned. Now, as I've said earlier, I'd rather you drew a conclusion to this experiment than me. Basically, I was just wanting to see an end result where potatoes that had been cut were planted to see that they could actually produce a crop. And those 2 half potatoes certainly produced a crop, produced £1 each. but this whole potato has produced 1.5 pounds. So that's it. That's the end of the experiment. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.